good morning, or I have 4 minutes until it's afternoon. So for right now, good morning. Let's see here. Sharing. Posted. Perfect. So good morning. I'm going to do a really quick kind of glam today. Just to get out the door. I have some errands to run and some things to do before Game of Thrones tonight. Everyone, if you don't watch Game of Thrones, I just have to tell you, I'm super disappointed because the last season starts today. I almost don't want it to start so that, oh man, what time is it? It's only noon here in New York right now, Craig. So we have several hours to go before the debut, but I cannot wait to see this. I've heard that the cast and crew has said that everyone watching is going to need therapy afterwards, and I don't know how I feel about that really, but I'm a little terrified to say goodbye to everybody. I don't know. I'm not having warm, tingly feelings about it, but at the same time, I just can't wait. So in the effort of being super fast today, I'm just going to get started. I'm going to put primer on my face first, always a first step. The only thing I have on my face right now is I washed my face and I moisturized with my Younique. So I'm just putting a little bit of primer on. So not only does Game of Thrones start tonight, but Handmaid starts next month. And I'm dying over that. I read also today that it has been 595 days since the last new Game of Thrones was released, which the fact that we can all wait 595 days and not lose interest is like a true testimony to how phenomenal the show is. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm already sad to see it go, and it hasn't even started yet. So that's how I operate. I'm the type of person that, like, is this not a boxer dog forum? It's totally not a boxer dog forum. Totally not. Nina is asleep on the bed across from me though. So I guess, does that count? Hi Alyssa. So yeah, I have things to do before Game of Thrones tonight. I feel like I should have a Game of Thrones themed dinner or something like that, but you know, I'm not emotionally prepared for what's laying before me. I'm also going to put a little hottie lip plumper on while we wait. So the deal with the primer is you want it to sit on your face for a few minutes so that it acclimates. Don't just jump right into the rest of your makeup routine because you won't have the greatest results, and we want the greatest results. Also, your makeup routine will never be 100% if your skincare is not 100%. So if you're having problems with the way that your makeup lays on your face, we might want to look at your skincare as a potential reason that it's not doing the right thing for you. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me anytime, and I'm always happy to help. All right, so in the effort of being fast, I'm going to go in with my lace stick foundation. These are not going, some shades are still available in the stick foundation. I just helped a customer with them yesterday, but these are going to be restocked in May. But I have to tell you, I'm truly in love with the stick foundation. It's super fast to put on. And it's just like completely effortless. So if you can do that, then you can do this makeup. I don't want to hear people say like, oh, it's too complicated or there's too many steps. Like, I literally just drew out my face like a child. And now I'm going to take this kabuki brush and just buff it in. And you see how easily it blends out. It literally does not require any finesse whatsoever. If I had to pick a foundation for my husband to apply to my face, if he were doing my makeup, it would definitely be the stick. Because Liquid Touch, I could just see the second I said, okay, you have to shake it up to blend it and drop the plunger a few times, he would already be like emotionally checked out of that makeover. 100%. Not that he would be really invested in it from the beginning, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so that is easy peasy. You just blend it right down your neck, and that like distributes everything just perfectly. It leaves you with a nice sort of like semi-glowy finish. And that's all there is to it. So easy. Now to set this, because I have combination skin, so like the outside of my face can get kind of dry, but the inside of my face can get a little oily, because you know, why should anything be easy? So what I like to do is when I use the stick foundation, if it's like springtime like it is right now, and I can kind of count on, you know, like a pretty warm day. Where is my brush that I'm looking for? Then this is my favorite way, literally pulling out every brush except for the one that I want. Here she goes. All right, so instead of doing a cream concealer, I'm gonna go in with Scarlet Pressed Powder, and I'm gonna use this as my concealer. So as just when I use the cream concealer, I use this to highlight and to brighten. So I'm putting this pressed powder, which is actually a foundation powder, so you're getting a full coverage look with this. I'm gonna put this in all the areas that I wanna highlight and brighten, just like I would my cream concealer. And the reason that it's gonna highlight me is it is our lightest shade of foundation that we carry. Scarlet Pressed Powder. Obviously, you don't have to use the lightest shade that we offer. We can find a shade that is perfect for your skin type, but I am very, very fair skinned, and I go with the lightest. And I'm just pressing it in. I'm not rubbing it or dragging it into my skin. I'm just pressing it in. And what that's also doing is, because this is a powder and it's laying on top of a cream, it's sealing that cream foundation beneath it so that it doesn't move or shift or get oily at all during the day. And I'm doing that essentially right in my T-zone, which is exactly where I want to highlight anyway. So it's like a perfect marriage of products. And it just takes a few minutes to press it in. You can also press it in. I've seen people do it with a damp blending sponge, but I just kind of like to do it with the, how small this is. It tends to work really well for me. This is a cosmetics powder concealer brush. Because I use my Younique powder concealer brush, I use this side for bronzer. And I didn't want to like, this is the darkest thing I use and this is the lightest, so I really didn't want to like cross-contaminate. Okay. All right, so we are done highlighting, and now we're going to go into contour. Donezo. So for contour, I've been using Malibu bronzer lately. I'm absolutely in love with it. I feel like it gives me the prettiest, like sort of glowy contour. And the trick is just blend it out really well. You can pretty much make any color work for your skin. You just have to know how to blend it, or you have to be committed to blending it. This is just a powder brush that's got nothing on it. And sometimes I just go over my face with it, and I feel like it just blends all the colors together really, really nicely so that I don't get any harsh lines like, oh, she's clearly contouring. We don't want anyone to look at us and think, oh, I know exactly what's happening here. It's really all about the blend in that regard. And just go along the sides of my nose to warm it up. I don't really tailor in my nose too much. Like, There are some people that are great at it, and it's not a bad thing, but there are some people I see walking around looking like Michael Jackson by choice. It's not me. But I do contour the crap out of my chin and my jawline because I feel like it just really tailors it in really nicely and gives you that like more chiseled appearance. Easy. And blend it right down the sides of your neck for really good connection everywhere. Okay. Done, 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 done. I usually do keep this just kind of like hanging out on the side because at the end I'll kind of go in and see like if I need a little touch up anywhere. And at that point, usually in steps the bronzer. So I'm going to use, because I'm doing a very neutral eye, I'm doing a very neutral lip, I'm going to use my Stunning blush, which is not as scary as it seems in the compact. In fact, I used it yesterday when I did someone's makeover, and she looked absolutely mortified when I took this out. And I was like, please just trust me. So there's nothing on my brush right now. Totally clean. Nothing on there. So I'm going to just touch this once. Look at all the pigment that shows up. This is because everything we use in Younique is hyperpigmented. So you're not going to be in there dragging your brush around trying to get the color to distribute, which just leads to a ton of fallout. It also leads to you over applying makeup to your face, which too much makeup appears like too much makeup. You're going to notice fine lines increasing because of it, and it's not a good look on anybody. So don't do that. But look how pretty. And it's not as scary as it looks. But I love this blush. It packs so much punch. Don't be afraid of it. This is stunning. For real, it's stunning. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my Mood Struck Addiction 1 palette. This is such a pretty palette if you like neutral eye looks. It's just like a lot of champagnes and browns and creams, and that's kind of what I tend to stick to throughout the week. You know, I will go a little crazy and I'll add like a pop of this or that, but I'm not like a blue eyeshadow, green eyeshadow type of gal. So I'm going to go in with, let's see, I'm going to go in with Zealous, which is this like bronzy brown over here, and I'm going to use my Younique blending brush, and I'm just going to put this in the corner and the crease and just blend it out really well. This is going to be super easy. Blending, blending. I also, little trick with me, I have to do both eyes at the same time. I can't like do one and then go back later and figure out how I layered it for the second. I've got to do it in tandem. Okay. So that is Zealous. And now I'm going to go in with my Younique Fluffy Crease Brush, and I'm going to grab Sincere, which is this like champagne color, and I'm going to apply this right to my actual eyelid. This is the shade Sincere in the Addiction 1 palette. Just like a very simple eye look. And then I'm going to take my liner brush. I should just take all these brushes out. I need like a better brush organization system happening here. It's not the one I wanted, but it'll do. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to just take this angled liner brush, and I'm going to grab some Chipper, which is this brownish color right here, sort of like a brownish red, and I'm going to line my lower lash line with it. So I like to use, hi Carrie. What time are you coming into town today? I know I've asked you this and you're evading my questions. I like to use liner, shadow to line my eyes because I can blend it out and it doesn't ever get to be too much. So I'm just using a little bit of liner to sort of accent my eyes. And it just kind of gives a little bit of extra definition. But that's the best thing about eyeshadows is, especially if I were to dip my brush in water, it would really concentrate the color and it would go on just like a liquid eyeliner would. And then you can blend it out when it dries. But that's like my best little tip for getting extra mileage out of all of your eyeshadows. Especially these because there's so much pigment in them. All right, so that was Forthright, Sincere, and Chipper to line with. All right, now we're gonna go in with, so this is part of the Kudos this month, if I didn't mention this. The Kudos is an Addiction palette, an Epic mascara, and a Splash liquid lipstick of your choice. So a perfect way to like get your springtime look going. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with Epic mascara. This is our original black mascara. 2 coats of this. The second coat really like brings them to life. Oh, I hear little feet.
He's awake.
I know he is. Right, and then we're going to do a second coat. Like so. The second coat is really just to lengthen, make your lashes look even longer and thicker. So the first coat sort of acts like a primer. And then I take whatever I have left over on my wand and I just do a very quick once over on my lower lash line because I have very blonde lower lashes and otherwise you're not going to see them. Okay. Mascara makes such a huge difference, especially when you find a formula that you love. All right. Right? The eyes are totally awake now. The eyes have it. All right, so let's do brows. Moonstruck Brow Obsession palette is everything. Everything and a bag of chips. So this is the brunette palette. We have it in a blonde palette, a brunette palette, and then a dark brown palette. I like the palette over the liner or the brow pencil because I can manipulate the colors using the dark and the light and kind of create the perfect shade for me. And that is important for me because I constantly change my hair. And I need like a brow palette that can grow with me. So that is why I love this palette. I've been using it for over a year. I got it in February of last year and it's still going strong. And I basically use it every single day unless I'm sick and can't get out of bed, which I think has only happened like once in the last year. But it blends out so nicely and it lasts all the night, all the day, all the night, whatever you're going out with. Easy peasy. You just want that nice sort of subtle fade from the front and then you want it thicker and darker in the back. Sort of like a mullet. Think of your eyebrows like a mullet. Party in the front, wait, business in the front, party in the back. And of course, the most asked question is, How long does it take to be able to do your brows? It seems difficult. Is it difficult? All those questions. It's not. I would say the first time I did it, there was a lot of, you know, just kind of trying to get acclimated to the product because I had never really filled in my brows before. And then I was kind of trying to do it the way that I had seen other people do it. I've since tweaked it a little bit. Like I've taken a lot of inspiration from the way that other people had demonstrated the product before. But as you do it on yourself, you'll sort of develop your own little tips and tricks of what works for you or what's faster or what you like better in terms of a result. So I guess my best suggestion is just play with it. You're probably not going to love them the first 2 to 3 times that you wear them because you're going to feel like it's such a departure from the way that you're used to looking at your face. But honestly, brows shape your face so much. They change your bone structure. They just give you more structure on your face. So it's going to be a little bit different when you look at yourself with a fuller or a darker brow. But especially if you're considering doing like microblading or anything a little more permanent, I would suggest that you do this just so you can kind of take a look. I'm just wiping my lip plumper off. Just so you can kind of get used to what that's going to look like. And if you need help shaping your brows, go to a good brow artist and ask them to help you shape your brows and ask them what kind of colors you should be using because they will help you sort of guide in the right direction of what you should be doing. All right, so let's do highlighter. I'm going to use Iridescent, my tried and true, my ride or die, which is this prismatic white. You can see that I've had this for over a year because I'm finally starting to hit pan, so I'm trying to not use the center of it, just use the outsides. So I'm just going to take this highlighter right on the top of my cheekbone. I love this because it creates a really pretty glow, so your skin looks really healthy. But beyond that, it's a really nice transition from my concealer into my blush, and it sort of just really softens all of that. So that is why I love it. And if you put a little dab right on the tip of your nose, it sort of makes your nose look a little daintier. All right, flawless, flawless, flawless. Okay, so favorite liner lip combo is coming in hot right now. This is Splash Liquid Lipstick in the shade Subtle, which is, I think, my perfect shade. And then I'm going to use Plush lip liner. And I'm just going to sharpen it really quickly. Because if you have any of our eyeliners or our lip liners, definitely grab this little sharpener tool. It is the only thing I have found that can get through how strong these pencils are. I had 3 sharpeners like that I had owned previously that I was trying to get through, and I'm like, why won't this go through? The wood on here is so strong that you just can't get through it. All right, so I'm gonna line my lips. And if you're trying to overline your lips, which means that you're going outside, just on the outside rim of where your lips are to make them look larger, only do that right in the middle. Don't do it on the sides. You won't like the result. Okay. So all set with the liner. So that is Plush liner. It's sort of like a faded mauve. Hi, Melanie. It's sort of like a faded mauve, so it's slightly darker than like your natural lip would be. And then Subtle Splash Liquid Lipstick is personally, I feel like, my perfect shade. All of our Splash Liquid lipsticks go on matte and they dry matte. But it has a great, I love the applicator because you can blend it right into your lip liner. And secondary reason I love lip liner is it helps to keep your lipstick in place all day. It somehow provides like this waxy border around your lip so that your lipstick does not bleed or move all day. It's kind of amazing that way. And honestly, before I got into Younique, I was not a lipstick nor a lip liner person at all. I also didn't ever use blush. I just felt like I looked too done up with those things on. But now I'm really kind of hooked on the level of polish that I have when I use them. So if you want to layer this lipstick with something like a lip gloss, you absolutely can. Just wait maybe like a minute for everything to settle, because everything is supposed to be matte with them. So if you let it dry and then you layer it, you're going to get like 3 times the wear out of that. I'm legitimately hooked on this lip color. I think it's perfect. So I think I'm going to layer this because I like a glossy lip. I think I'm going to layer it with something light. Let's layer it with Lunar. Lunar is like kind of a goldy clear. I like to layer it only because I like a glossy lip, and I think a glossy lip looks poutier, and we all know I have a serious issue with lip size these days. All right, so that is it. That's all she wrote. I think we're good. I'm gonna just finish my makeup with Touch Behold setting spray. I use this every single day. It's sort of like a hairspray for your face. It's gonna seal everything so that it doesn't move or shift, and that's how I get such long-lasting wear out of my makeup. That's it. It doesn't sting, it doesn't burn, it doesn't itch, nothing of the sort. It's amazing, especially in the summer. It is a necessity to carry with you if you live in a hot, humid climate. And in New York, it's very humid here. So that is the go-to for me. So that is the Pretty in Pink look for today. Super easy, pretty effortless. How long did it take us to do it? Only 24 minutes. It's pretty darn good, and that was with me blabbing the entire time. So, excuse me, the Kudos is good for this whole month. So you get the Addiction Palette, lipstick of your choice, and an Epic Mascara for $80. If you have any questions on being color matched or what color you think I would suggest for you, 10 out of 10, super presentation. Can't believe I sat and watched it for 20 minutes. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So anyway, if you have any questions about being color matched or anything like that, you can certainly message me anytime and I will help you. If you have any questions about skincare or foundation, obviously same rules apply. But I will be back on Tuesday morning and we will take off from there. See you guys.